What are you so afraid of? Are you afraid of failure? Afraid of judgment? Maybe you're afraid of the unknown. Afraid of being injured? Maybe you're afraid of change. Maybe you're afraid of not being good enough. Maybe you're afraid of success. Maybe you're afraid of not having enough time. What are you afraid of?
Here on the Change Your Story podcast, we believe that every woman has the power to rewrite her narrative and become a healthier, stronger, confident of herself. Welcome everyone to the Change Your Story podcast, the ultimate platform for women seeking transformation in their health and fitness journeys. I'm your host and transformation coach, Hannah Dawson. And together, we're going to embark on an incredible journey of growth and empowerment. We are not just another fitness podcast. We're an all-in-one transformation platform dedicated to helping you change your story. Join me as I educate, inspire, and empower you on your health and fitness journey. Together, we are going to debunk common fitness and nutrition myths that are holding you back. I will provide you with evidence-based information that will revolutionize your approach to wellness. But it doesn't stop there, girl. I'm going to encourage the heck out of you. Yes, I will. We are going to work together to cultivate a mindset that aligns with your goals. I will help you overcome obstacles, develop unshakable self-belief. I want you to love the body you have while empowering you to build a body and life that you've always dreamed of. No matter where you're at on your health and fitness journey, this podcast will be your guide to changing your story. Together, we'll embrace the power of self-love, body positivity, and celebrate the strength within us. Get ready to unleash your full potential, ignite your passion, and create lasting change. So are you ready to rewrite your story? Let's do this together. Welcome to the Change Your Story podcast.
What is up, my Change Your Story listeners? Welcome back to the podcast today. I'm your host and transformation coach, Hannah Dawson, and I am so excited to be in your ears this morning because we are going to be talking about facing your fears. Yes, we all have them, and sometimes we don't even know where they're coming from or what they are or what they mean. And it's really important to know that until we face those fears, our growth will be stunted. So when we face our fears, it's going to lead to personal growth, and it's going to lead us to achieving our health and fitness goals. So that's the first most important thing. So today, you guys, we're going to be talking about some of the most common fears on your health and fitness journey. And we're going to be talking about, how to overcome them, how to reframe them. Because like I said, in order to grow, in order to succeed at our goals, we have to face those fears. And that just comes down to learning the proper tools and methods in order to do that. Yes, it's going to be work, but the more you get with stepping out of your comfort zones, because that's what fear is, it's just false evidence appearing real. It makes you feel all of these things, and half the time it's not even real, the ideas or the things we make up in our head. And the more you get comfortable with being uncomfortable and pushing yourself past those comfort zones, this is how you're going to build your confidence. And when we build our confidence, man, it does so much for our life. So let's get into it. So we're going to talk about that first fear, the fear of failure. I think this one, we can all resonate with. We've all had the fear of failure. A lot of the times it's the fear of failure that stops us from even moving forward, right? The fear that we won't succeed at reaching the goals that we set for ourselves, or that we'll give up. The fear, about not losing weight if we have a weight loss goal, or feeling discouraged, or remembering what that's like when we've tried before and we haven't succeeded, and that feeling of letting ourselves down. The fear of not getting stronger, right? The fear of not progressing, the fear of not seeing results fast enough. So these are all fears that we have all faced, and I think that you're going to face them at the beginning of your journey, but you're going to face them throughout your whole journey, even as you evolve and, towards your health and fitness goals. Even as you make this a lifestyle, these fears are going to the fear of failure will always try to creep up. But here's the thing. In your workouts, failure is a good thing. In life, failure is a good thing, because if you're not failing, you're not trying. And so it's okay to fail. It's okay for things not to work, because that just shows you that that didn't work, right? A lot of us have tried fad diets, have tried all these instant things, and yeah, they work for a short time, but then we find ourselves worse off than before. So we have to use those experiences as areas for personal growth, personal development. We go, that didn't work. I can't take shortcuts anymore. Shortcuts don't work. Shortcuts make me a cheater. That's why I don't feel good. That's why I'm afraid. So, how can I do this so that I am making the right progress and failing forward instead of failing miserably and being too afraid to not try? Right? Here's the thing, the only way you won't reach your fitness goals is if you don't start. That's the only way. This process is messy. It is an ugly trust. It is a messy faith. You're not going to feel 100% all the time, and you're going to just have to keep showing up. All right, you just have to keep showing up and stay consistent, and eventually, yes, you will achieve your goals. But based on your past experiences of yo-yoing or doing fads, life is going to test you in those areas. Life is going to test your patience, because that is an area that you are weak, right? So whatever area you've struggled before, that's your weakness. You've got to strengthen your weaknesses. When you strengthen your weaknesses, you'll actually get stronger development in your mind and the way you think, and in your patience and in your perseverance. So if you have been, and I'm speaking to probably my whole audience here, a yo-yo dieter, or been one to go on fad diets or go to pills or solutions or surgeries, this is going to be a test for you, because to get the body you want, it's a lifelong process. It's a lifelong process. You have to learn to love the body you have first, which that's our first mistake as women. We think that in order to love ourselves, we have to have the body we want. No, it's actually the opposite. So that is a test of patience right there. So you won't fail. You have to realize that the only way to fail is to not try at all, and to look at your past experiences. And if you haven't done it the right way, just know that you're going to do it the right way, and you just have to keep showing up and fall in love with the process. The next fear is fear of judgment, right? The fear of being judged by others at the gym while working out in public, can give anxiety. It can be very real, right? Or maybe the fear of what your family's going to think. Maybe they're not into health or fitness, and they think that that's obsessive, and all of those reasons. Those are people's own fears. Those are people's own insecurities that they project on you. So you have to make up your mind that this is for you. Nobody really cares about your goals except you. You have to let all the judgments, all the criticism go, because it's like crabs in a bucket. People are like crabs in a bucket. It's like the one crab that tries to crawl out and reach for getting out of the bucket, all the other crabs will kind of cling on and try to pull that crab back down. So you just have to let go of the opinions, of the judgments. The anxiety will pass. We do have another episode, side note, on overcoming gym anxiety. Okay, this is a real thing. I still go through that, and I do have tips and tricks of what I do now. But here's the thing. In order to get over it, you have to go through it. In order to get over it, you have to go through it. So just go through it. Just go through the feelings, go through the anxiety. It will get less and less every single time. Find tips and tricks when it comes to going to the gym or starting your workout routine. And my biggest piece of advice is, when you have goals that are really important to you, and you already know certain people in your life wouldn't be supportive, don't tell them. They don't need to know, and you don't need them interrupting your vibe. You don't need them killing your vibe, so to speak. Absolutely. You keep that private, and that's why we have the Fit Club community, because some people don't have support at home. Some people don't have supportive people in their life. So the community is the place that you go, and you can say all of your wins. You can ask questions, you can share, and we are going to lift you up, girl. We are going to be there to support you. We are going to be there to be your biggest cheerleaders, right? So that's another thing, is like, really knowing when to, who to tell your most intimate goals to. You don't tell them to everybody. Sometimes you just keep them private, and that's what our community is for. So fear of judgment is one, and you overcome this by just going through. All right. And then there's the fear of the unknown, right? I don't know who, I think I've struggled with this. I've struggled with all of these, so I'm sharing ones that I've actually personally struggled with, right? Starting a new diet or fitness regime can be daunting because it's unfamiliar territory, especially when you do it the right way. Okay. I know a lot of you, including myself, have done these, fad diets and stuff, and we've watched other people do it. So we kind of in our head can calculate, okay, by this time we'll lose this much weight, or this person did this. But when you do it the right way, it's kind of like you're allowing your body to do what it's supposed to do. You're putting your trust and faith in a coach, and you're having to let go of being impatient or instant gratification and the fear of the unknown. What if I put all my all into this and it doesn't work out? What if my body's incapable of going to that, getting that result? So then we self-sabotage instead of just following through and following the process, right? It's just all about the follow through. Yes, you're not going to exactly know, but here's the most important thing for you to realize is that your body is going to be the best body that you could ever imagine as long as you keep showing up. You're not going to know when it's going to happen. That's why you have to fall in love with the process. And as you fall in love with the process and fall in love with yourself, that's important, falling in love with who you are and what your body is capable of, you'll wake up one day and go, what? How did this happen? Because you're not sitting watching the grass grow. You're enjoying the process. It's like if you watch the grass grow, it takes forever. But if you mow the lawn and then you're so busy with life and enjoying life, you're like, how did the grass get so long again? I have to cut it again. That's kind of what the journey is like, right? And then here's another one, fear of injury. If any of you have been injured, it can be this thing that holds you back. You're almost too afraid to push a little bit more, try a little bit more, because that injury totally threw you off and you don't want it to mess up your journey again. Or you've heard of people squatting or deadlifting and they say, don't do it, it's horrible. And so now you're believing all of these myths throughout the internet, or what other people say that actually have no qualifications at all. It was due to their lack of ignorance or knowing how to execute a movement. So it's really important to know that, you're more likely to be injured when you're not taking care of your health and training your body than you are if you're not. Training your body, getting your muscles strong, getting better balance, better agility, better I'm totally flexibility and mobility, stronger muscles. This is really going to help you with day-to-day life. It's really going to strengthen you when somebody doesn't wipe up the water off the floor in the bathroom and you go and step in it, and instead of slipping and falling, you have such amazing core strength that your body has such a quick reaction time that you can stop yourself from falling. But when we don't have that, that's when we fall and injure ourselves. Do you get what I'm saying? It's going to benefit the things that you do in your life. So don't be afraid of getting injured. If you take the time, in the Fit Club app, we have tutorials. I'm here to coach you. I always say to all the women, send me your videos, film yourself doing the exercise, and I'll help you perfect it and get it better. As well as, not loading a bar until you can do the movement properly. So I'm kind of going off on there. So just knowing that it is a fear that we all feel, and it can hold you back. But you, again, like any fear, you have to just go through. You have to go through and you have to try. And if you're not sure, that's when you ask for help. All right. The next fear of change. All right. Change can be scary. It involves altering lifelong standing habits and routines that maybe didn't serve us, right? So when we're making healthy choices, that may mean that we have to do it for our whole family. And a lot of the time, fear of change, we're afraid of it because we're not sure that we can sustain it or maintain it, or how our family is going to react from it. But here's the thing that I love about health and fitness is it's something that, it's our body needs us to take care of it, right? So it's something that should be implemented into our life. And there's a way to implement it into your family's life in a way that that they enjoy too. And so change can be new. And a couple years ago, me and Adam really had to put our foot down with like, we don't go out to fast food anymore. It just doesn't make sense for our girls' health, but also for our finances. So we made that change, and that was a big change. Like, you bet that our whole family felt that. My husband didn't, but me and the girls did. And it was like, no, we had to stick to our commitments. But now it's been a couple years and it's a lifestyle. And then there's things like, changing the way that you eat or cook. It doesn't have to be drastic. It just has to be balanced. And you can get the family involved. What recipes, what are things that they love to eat? Now, how can you make it a little bit better? Or how can you make it a little bit more balanced? And then when it comes to your workouts, what fits your lifestyle at this point, right? Is it, you may have 5 days a week, but are you actually going to work out 5 days a week? Probably start with 3. So change can be scary, yes, but you absolutely can do it, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. So what you've been doing is not working, so you're going to have to change something. And knowing that when you make up your mind to change something, everything around you will start to harmonize and come into alignment with that decision. All right, the next fear is fear of not being good enough, right? Many women struggle with self-doubt, thinking they aren't athletic enough or strong enough to achieve their fitness goals. And so this is something, that comes down to limited beliefs about who we are. This comes down to comparison, right? You just have to stop comparing yourself to other women, and you have to compare yourself to yourself. Are you better than you were yesterday? Are you making better decisions than you were yesterday? You know what? The women that sometimes we compare ourselves to, they're doing the exact same thing. And the women that are totally excelling are the ones that are only comparing themselves to themselves. The ones that have evolved past that point are like, wow, how do they have so much motivation? How are they so confident? How are they so organized and disciplined? It's because they made up their mind to only be the best version of them and not worry about anybody else, and have the best body that they can have. You're never going to have somebody else's body. So you better make your body the best body that it can be, whatever that looks like. It doesn't look the same. Health and fitness doesn't look the same on every single woman, but you will know what is your best when you actually show up and start trying. So don't be afraid of not being good enough. You are good enough. The fact that you're alive on this planet means that you are good enough. Everything about you is good. Everything, every cell in you is good. Every part of your personality is good. Every decision that you make towards bettering yourself is good. Remember that. So again, it comes to that inner dialogue. You are enough and you are good. All right, next fear of success. This is crazy. Who would think that we're afraid of being successful? Am I right? Fear of success. Like, some women fear the responsibility and attention that comes with success. And sometimes we don't even know that we do. And so one could be like, you totally have this transformation, and, people give you compliments, or, you feel people give you compliments and you're too afraid to say thank you because you don't want to come off conceited. Or, someone else is not getting, some friends or family aren't getting the results. And so you feel like you have to dim your light because it will make them feel more comfortable. But in the end, it only makes you feel worse. So you're afraid to fully go into, bettering yourself, because what does that mean for everybody else? But here's the thing. Here's a way to reframe it, is you start seeing that as you can inspire other people. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. And when you are, it will just encourage and inspire others. So don't be afraid of being everything that you are created to be, because you give people room to do the same. You inspire other people who go, well, if she can do it, then I can do it, right? Okay, last fear of not having enough time. This is one that a lot of us women have. Balancing work, family, personal time. It can make it feel impossible to fit your fitness in, your meal plans in. But here's the thing, we all have time. It just comes down to prioritizing and organizing. Organizing and prioritizing will make discipline and consistency a lot easier. So it really just comes down, ladies, to getting organized with your calendar. You do have time because there's very successful people in the world that have more kids, that have more things on their plate than you. We can make the excuses, but we all have time. So it's just figuring out, okay, where are the time gaps? Where is the time leaks? Where are you wasting time? Then you just shift things around. It's kind of like playing a game of Tetris, or like organizing things so that they're more efficient in your home. You have to do that with your time, okay? Where can you fit things in and what makes sense for your life right now? Because I guarantee you, once you start looking for the time will start showing up. That is it. You have the time. And then from our last podcast last week, you have to start telling yourself, I have time. So where is the time that I have? All right. Lastly, let's just go over the steps to overcoming fear. All right, ladies. This is it. So those are the fears that we all face. I've faced all of them. Okay. I'm sure we all have in some sort of way. So step 2 is overcoming fear. So tip 1, you need to identify the fear. So we identify the fear by acknowledging it and naming it. This is really powerful because once we can acknowledge it and name it, awareness creates space for us to be honest and for us to be able to change. Once we can identify the fear, then we can come up with solutions to overcome it or steps to take to overcome it. All right? Which is step 2. Step 2 is take small steps. So break down your fear into smaller, manageable steps. So what is the smallest action that you can take to overcoming that fear, whatever that fear is? What is the smallest thing that you can do? So step 3 is seek support, right? The importance of having a support system will really motivate you on your health and fitness journey. That's why I'll keep saying the Fit Club community. Sometimes we have to name the fear. Sometimes we do all of these steps in the Fit Club community. So it's our Facebook group, and you can just say, hey ladies, I'm struggling with this. Has anybody else struggled with it? And what are your tips? What small steps did you take to overcome it? Like there's power because everybody has a different scenario, but that's going to help you overcome and get stronger and build your confidence. So there's just so much power in community, ladies. I can't stress it enough. If you need a supportive community, that's what the Fit Club is here for. The FCB community is here for. If you're not sure what that is, everything is in the show notes, including to try the Fit Club app. Fit Club Babes app, I should say, for 10% off. You can use code Hannah. Everything is in the show notes below. Add yourself to the email list because I send out a lot of free motivational information on there. So remember, fear is just going to require you to step outside your comfort zones. But when you step outside your comfort zones, you will build your confidence. So what fear can you face today and step out of your comfort zones to start changing your story? So what fear is that you need to face head on? Remember, every great achievement begins with the decision to try. Take the leap and change your story today with courage and confidence. Ladies, that is it. That is all. Thank you for tuning in today. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. Tag me on social media so I can give you a shout out, and make sure that you share this with 3 friends that you know need to hear this, because when we give love and when we give back and when we give, it always comes back to us. Love you all. Bye for now.